Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to work on. Obviously, there's you know, Joel's a different force at both ends, right? So there's a lot to get through at both ends, when he's in, and we haven't had much chance, or we did for a while in training camp and stuff, but it's been a while since we've had much chance to get back there. So just getting ready for we know what things we're going to see with him out there, both sides of the ball, and we're trying to cover as many of them as we can. Yep.
You had 2 days to be able to get back in here and work on some things. I guess what are the main things you want to pinpoint yesterday and today? What were you able to kind of get done?
Well, we're continuing to spend a lot of time on just our foundation. It's more than foundational stuff defensively, but just kind of like the stuff we're doing now, right? Just continuing to review that and just making sure everybody like we're doing a lot more switching probably than we have for a long time, and just understand that switching means everybody ends up in every spot. So just making sure everybody's ready to cover some of that kind of stuff. Again, our menu of the defenses we've played here recently is growing, lots of stuff. So again, just continuing to go through some of that stuff, and then we've added a bunch of stuff offensively. Some actions, whole new actions, little set plays, little wrinkles to other plays, things like that. So there's a lot going on. Yep.
Gone to zone at certain points. Just what in your brain like triggers? Okay, now is the time. Obviously, it means the team. I'm sure has probably scored a couple buckets or
Yep.
something. But what sort of triggers in your mind?
Well, we got a few things, right? I mean, and usually it's like, oh gosh, we're not guarding them. We're not guarding them. We got to do something to like guard them better than this. But it hasn't necessarily been the case this year. Like sometimes I'm thinking we're like way too big for what we're playing against, but I don't want to just match up size wise, so a zone looks better, right? And some of the times you've probably seen it that one of our zones puts our center in the middle and one of them doesn't, right? So I guess two of them don't, but no, one of them doesn't, two of them do. So again, just trying some of those other different things too. I mean, uh, I think that if we're gonna play big, really big, which means Drum and Joel or Joel and Yabu, I consider that big. You know, I think the zone becomes part of what we do a little bit. Yeah, based on us probably more than anything else. The other night it was a good rhythm changer, right? It's always used as a rhythm changer. Protect fouls sometimes. One guy, you got a guard in trouble now. You don't want him to get taken down into the low post as much, so you can keep him on top in his own, things like that. But I think we're just more trying to figure out how we can play different lineups, and zone might be a part of that.
With Joel, was Joel able to participate
Yep.
fully today?
Yep. Everybody, yeah. Caleb and Bona were the only ones out today. Everybody else was in all the way. Yep.
Just kind of to what you were speaking to before, just with Joel and how everything's different, and you're very different teams. Like say when Gershon's at the 5, you have KJ at the 4. KJ was talking about how it just gives you guys such a different look, and you're more up tempo.
Yep.
What are the challenges and what are the benefits of it?
Well, the challenges are that it's obviously a different rhythm with and without, right? It's a different pace, and you got to shift out of those, right? Which I was really happy with the other night. Like Joel's in, we're hitting a lot of the middle of the floor Joel game, right? A lot of mid pick and rolls, a lot of Joel at the high post, over and over and over and over again. It's working, right? It's very successful. Joel comes out, and you got to shift into this whole new, like now we're running doubles and flips and we're spreading the floor, and Tyrese is coming off like we did it really good. Like we went from kind of stationary, making sure spacing's great, to a lot of movement in the same game, and I think that's the answer, right? It's not that easy to do because the rhythm's going one way for such a long time, but I think that's the answer. Yep.
Is there a timeline on Bona when he'll be practicing, when he'll be
Should be soon. I think it's taking a little bit longer than we'd hoped at this point. So I think it's day to day. Yeah.
Is Joel still on the minutes restrict? And if so, how long would you expect that to be?
I don't really have an answer for you on that. I can check for you tomorrow, but Yeah, I don't think that I'm in a position where we're thinking super crazy minutes ever anyway, right? So I wouldn't say that's a restriction, but it's kind of just some common sense. Yep.
How has this stretch been for you, though? Because it's kind of like, you know, the NBA
Tiring.
used to- well, it's
I made a lot of days off, but tiring. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead. No.
I mean, you know, like you coached in college and coached in the NBA. You know, the NBA you play 4 games
Yep.
in 1 week. In college too, it just seems like right now you guys have this stretch off. Then you play on Monday, then you play again next Friday. I mean, how's it been for you, and what has your focus been on this?
It's I know it's some days off from games, but again, like it's been busy. Like I'm really trying to get a lot of things in the practices again, or we're getting a lot done. They're fairly lengthy. They're like there's a lot of work to do. I think it's really great opportunity for us to like grow quickly and try to figure things out before we have to kind of go fix them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we didn't, all of a sudden now they're doubling this and they're switching that, and we should have, I'm trying to get ahead of all that stuff, all the possibilities we might see, which makes it, like it's got to get thought out and organized, and personnel's got to get shifted in and out and all that kind of stuff. So it has been very busy, but not in a game, obviously not in a game way, but in a work way. Yep.
There's no real formula for this and Joel and his injury issues. And I saw a quote the other day. He just said it's tough on him.
Yep. Yep.
How are you guys handling that aspect? And just it seems like you are catching a groove and you guys have been playing better as of late. But just the emotional aspect of not knowing when he's available and making sure he's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it is something like we never really know, like week to week, what's going to happen, but we kind of know that that's the situation. Week to week, it could change, right? We can't get too. I don't think we can all get too giddy and happy that he's played a couple games in a row or he's played a game, right? And we can't get too down and despaired if he doesn't play a couple games in a row, right? We just got to go out and get ready. And I give our guys really, like, seriously, I'm really proud of have handled both really well. And again, like, it didn't look very good to start Chicago the other night. Like, okay, he's back, and it was like everybody was like a little bit like, oh my goodness, what are we supposed to do now? But then we caught some rhythm, and we just, again, like, there's some staples that I think can take you a long way. Defense is obviously one of them, right? And I think our defense is really coming along, right? And no matter who's in, who's out, whatever, that's always going to keep you there until you can find the offensive rhythm based on personnel or rotations or who's in or who's out. Yep. Okay, everybody, thanks a lot.